What's up? What's up? Hey, Howard, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome to October. It is finally spooky season. This is one of my favorite times of year. I just saw your message. Just sent tonight's drawing. Awesome. So, yeah, I don't see it in my inbox yet, but I'll keep an eye out for it, and then I'll open up. But welcome back. It's good to see you, Howard. And I do have. Thank you for saying this over for the winghead shark. I do have this from last week, which is super super awesome. And like I actually would love this, especially because I don't think this is a species that is covered too much as far as shark art is concerned. And personally, this might sound strange, but like. I really appreciate the orange banner since it is spooky season in October, and like this whole month is Halloween for me. So I've got the apartment decorated, everything's looking great. So yeah, I just love this time of year, and I'm really excited for tonight's shark. But before we dive in to the cookie cutter, just want to say thank you so much for saying this. This is a really cool piece on the winghead shark. And I especially like I think it's a really great showcase or like highlight on the completely abnormal head shape and like the sharp turns that enormous head enables this shark to do in terms of going after their prey item, which is clopeids, or herring. So super cool. And if anyone who may see this in the future, this is the last week's stream, the Winghead Shark stream. It was a really super fun stream. So thank you so much for saying this over. Love this piece of art. So yeah, this is fantastic. But yeah, tonight is not Winghead Shark Night. It is Cookiecutter Shark Night. Which I'm actually, I was blown away with how much Cookiecutter Shark material there is, actually. There's a lot out there. There's even footage of the species, which is pretty cool. So it's a great shark to kick off October because it is actually arguably one of the goriest sharks in the ocean. It has an adorable name, but everything about it is really not that cute. So this shark famously has a unique biting pattern where it will latch on to something like a whale, a large shark, or like famously it is attacked submarine cables and actual submarines themselves, like the I guess like some apparatuses of submarines like have like kind of like a rubber coating, but it will latch on and use its like kind of like a suction force on like sucker like lips or suction force on its lips, and make like this really sharp turn with these razor sharp teeth and carve a perfect circle wound into whatever it's biting. And they're apparently very sneaky when they do this, which is kind of amazing. That's an adjective I keep seeing as far as the shark goes, is like sneaky and silent. And they're also bioluminescent. I think that's something that is not really talked about as much about cookie-cutter sharks, that they use bioluminescence. Being able to light up in the deep sea, which is really cool, as a way to either attract prey, perhaps, or maybe hide from prey or predators. So, yeah. But catch up on comments. Love Halloween. Yep, same here. Howard, what's your favorite scary movie and the scariest scary movie you've seen? And I'm going to type my comments in the chat, actually. So, for me, let's see, Halloween. My scariest movie is Hereditary. I hate that movie so much. Or anything by Ari Aster. I think that's his name. I think he did Midsummer, and then I think there's a new one. And I've never seen Midsummer. I refuse to do it. And I'm just forget. I forget anything he does, because he's an expert filmmaker, because everything he does is absolutely terrifying, and I just hate Hereditary. I hate that movie so much. Freaks me out. Alien's a good pick. Oh man, Alien is scary. One of my friends, so her boyfriend is gonna introduce her to Alien. She's never seen it before, and I'm like, they've invited me to the watch party, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to see that again. Like, it's a creepy movie. Have you seen Aliens, the sequel? like it's which is funny. Like Aliens is also creepy, but it's also like an action movie. So the first one is a genuine horror movie, and then the second one is like more of like an action, like a really creepy action adventure. But my favorite Halloween movie, I don't know why, and I might be just a freak or something, but is The Strangers, which is kind of funny. Like, a lot of people don't like this movie. A lot of people... oh, cool, you saw Aliens. Yeah, it's... Aliens is a classic. So, a lot of people don't like The Strangers. They're very disturbed by it. But for me, like, there's something about it that is not scary. And I think it might be because it's Liv Tyler, who's the actress in it. Because, like, she's famous from, like Lord of the Rings. So it's like I think that takes me out of the movie, and I'm like, oh, I know she's gonna be safe. I know this is not real, and like I don't know. There's something about that movie being like in a cabin in the woods in like the middle of nowhere, and there's like all these like creepy sounds and bumps in the night. Like I like the atmosphere of The Strangers. It's just there's something about it that I don't know why I like it, but that's always my go-to Halloween movie. But most people hate that movie. Most people are terrified of that movie. So. Satan's Rejects. Whoa, is that a Rob Zombie movie? Is this Devil's Rejects or is this different? Because I saw House of a Thousand Corpses, which freaked me out. And like I've never seen Lords of Salem. I've been meaning to do that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just saw your comment about. Oh, cool. Okay. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna see if I can airdrop this. Because this is, I just saw your email, this is a really cool piece of art. So what I'm going to do is, okay, Rob Zombie, awesome. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to see if I can airdrop this on the computer so we can quickly open it. Shout out to tonight's music, by the way, is 4K Ambient Lo-Fi Jazz. It's a very small channel, but it's got some cool aesthetics and a nice theme. And I think what we'll do is we'll take a look at some footage of Cookiecutter Sharks while I figure out how to do this. I think there's a way I can probably get this ready. So, but starting with, I'm shocked there's actually just Cookiecutter footage to begin with. But it's a far off image, but it is a Cookiecutter shark. What's kind of fun is that these are also called cigar sharks, and you can actually see it pretty clearly in this video. Where it has like an interesting like collar mark around the gills, and it also has like this completely super thin body with like these very small fins. So you can easily see how it gets that name. You can see on the video caption, and this is by Tiburones in Galicia, Tiburon Cigaro. So Spanish for, I'm presuming that's cigar shark. Let's see. I think I got this going. But let's replay that really quick. But you can see it's a pretty not a fast swimmer, but a very energetic swimmer. And it's mostly like the body is like completely straight, but it's like a lot of action is happening with the caudal fin. So a lot of sharks use their full body going side to side, and for this species, there's a lot of power coming from just the tail itself. And it's interesting to see how the dorsal fins are super far back on the body, and then just the caudal fin is actually proportionate to the shark size, pretty large. So he's got these cute little pectoral fins pretty far up the body. So it looks cute, and it sounds cute, but the bite is really, really nasty. So to illustrate this, there's a really cool short that just was like, it's really gross, but it's like this is what the shark does. So I think we could play this with audio. A 2 to 3 foot long shark with obviously a very fierce and set of triangular shaped teeth. And what they do is they just come racing along and race up, grab a hunk of meat, and race off again. So my computer's doing a bunch of things. Okay, we'll get back to that video, but here we go. Sorry, Howard. I just wanted to make sure we got a chance to see this. So this is super, super cool, and actually, like, I really appreciate, just kind of with Halloween. Oh, the music stopped? No? Okay, I guess it's kind of quiet. I really appreciate just with Halloween, just kind of like a little bit of blood in this. So this is a really cool illustration of Cookiecutter Sharks. And it's actually really awesome that this came over right when I was talking about like the collar, so that's a really cool detail to get in there, where it has its distinct dark brown collar around the gills. I also really appreciate this view of like sleeping sperm whales. So the shark biting into sleeping sperm whales, where like that's just terrifying to think about, because sperm whales do take rests kind of in this position in the open ocean, and kind of mid water column, and to think that these sharks may like swim up and bite at any moment is just absolutely terrifying, and it's just like these are so creepy. So this is super cool. Love seeing that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, am I counting right? 5 cookie cutter sharks, and just nice view of even though, let's see if I can zoom in on this. That's actually really good detail on the teeth, where like the lower teeth are just these like huge, like proportionally the teeth are enormous on the species. Even though it's a small shark, the teeth relative to the body size are really, really huge. And I really appreciate that. Like, you definitely nailed it with like the lower jaw is like these gigantic razor blade teeth, and then the upper jaw is kind of more thin, needly, kind of like latching teeth. So this is a really, really nasty shark bite. So this is super cool. I think this is awesome. Thank you so much for sending this over. And I'm really glad. Thank you for letting me know in the comments too that you sent it. Because I'm really glad we got to capture it on the stream for tonight. So this is super, super cool. So thank you. But we'll replay that short. This is what cookie cutter sharks do.
So those that don't know, a cookie-cutter shark is just a small 2 to 3 foot long shark with obviously a very fearsome set of triangular-shaped teeth. And what they do is they just come racing along and race up, grab a hunk of meat, and race off again. Man, he's been savage.
Yep. So it's wild to see how clean that looks. Like that's just like those I mean, it literally is like a razor blade, and this is like a swordfish. This is like a tough ocean going fish.
For those that don't know, cookie-cutter sharks just a small,
and it's just like, man, this thing has been like messed up. Like cutting into that with like that clean, perfect like circular shape. So really creepy, like what these sharks can do. And it's amazing to think about, again, like they've been known to go after like submarines and like submarine cables, and like those have to be like really tough, because I mean, like, just to withstand ocean pressure, but then also just to protect, like, I mean, you think of submarine cables where they're so essential for like, the internet, and just it's something you want to protect because it's not something you can easily, maintain, and it's just like, or perform maintenance on. And the fact that this shark can do this much damage is just crazy. So, so wild. Here's another quick view of what the shark can do on a cetacean. So this is a quick clip, but there is a cookie cutter scar on a dolphin. Creepy stuff. Creepy stuff. Ugh. Man, it's just like, I'll play it one more time. It's honestly genuinely like really creepy to look at, but clean, almost perfectly circular bite, and it is amazing that you think about that, like somehow the shark snuck up on a dolphin. Like like dolphins are like super fast, and like the fact that a shark, like a cookie cutter shark, can take that kind of bite out of it is just like, oh man. So creepy shark. This is a funny clip. This is not really illustrating the bite, but this is kind of fun to see. I was looking up cookie cutter shark footage for tonight, and this is a person I used to work with. So this is Todd Clardy, and he used to work at Vim's, and he actually was a mentor when like I was kind of interning in terms of the fish collection. So it's really cool to kind of see him on YouTube. Like, he's a big film buff. He also loves scary movies. And this is the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County, if I have this right. And it's a cool little short on a cookie cutter shark specimen. So nice. It's actually a nice visual of how this does look like kind of a smaller individual. You can see just those razor sharp teeth, but still, like, it kind of does show you like how small these guys. I mean, like that. I think that's a smaller individual overall, but it's not a large shark, but um, oh my gosh. And this specimen is from 1960, by the way, so it's kind of amazing to see that as far as like fisheries collections, like how you preserve them, like how long lasting like that kind of process is with either formaldehyde or I want to say like some like an alcohol mixture. But anyway, sorry, but that was just a cool like random moment where it's like I recognized him. I was like, oh wow, that's fun. So let's see. Checking out comments, Howard, to get hit that much, the swordfish must have been caught and then attacked. That's a good point. So probably maybe on a line it was like a feeding frenzy. And then I wonder if a big whale would feel it. That's a cool question. I am not that familiar with like cetaceans in terms of how they work, in terms of like how sensitive they would be to the bite. I'm gonna guess yes is gonna be my guess, but I don't know. Like like a sperm whale or like a larger like rorqual. I don't know. So it's a really good question. Let's see. This is another clip. Again, I'm kind of shocked to see cookie cutter shark footage because they're so small. But that's actually a really nice view of the shark swimming, kind of like at a slower pace. Footage is a lot better too, like a lot higher quality. Ugh. Good view of the teeth. This is a squaliform shark, so it is a distant cousin to dogfish. Sleeper sharks. Really, it's kind of its own thing. I believe this is in the family Delacidae, which are known as the kitefin sharks, if I have that right. Let me make sure. Right? Yep, Delacidae. Right? Yep, Delacidae. So these are kitefin sharks. So I think this is our first Delacid on the channel, so which is really cool. We got a new shark family. It's definitely iconic. I feel like cookie cutter sharks have really risen in popularity in the past 20-ish years. I remember as a kid it being a big feature in the shark books I had growing up, just because it's so unusual and excuse me, so unique in terms of its predation habits. So I might sneeze. Sorry about that. It's a good kind of clip show of just like cookie cutter shark footage. It's actually interesting seeing how much the mouth expands. Oh my gosh. And that's actually, oh sorry, that was a really good shot right there. That's a really good shot of the difference in the tooth types. And like Howard, in your art, you captured it really, really well. Like these are just terrifying, like straight up like razor blade teeth. And you know what's interesting to see? These are triangular shaped teeth. These look like almost like white shark teeth, in terms of being these like I don't want to say perfect triangles, but like having like a distinctive triangular shape, as opposed to like thinner teeth, like needly teeth, like mako sharks or sand tigers. Like these are actually a lot more like great white shark teeth, than anything else. And actually, there's not even a recurve on them. They're just straight, vertically pointed, triangular blades, which is kind of wild to see. It's definitely a very unique dentition. And then the top teeth, like with like these like smaller, like I want to say they're needly. As we learn more about the species tonight, we could probably get a better view of it. But yeah, it's kind of amazing seeing like the tooth type, and even though it's like a smaller shark, proportional to the size of its body, those teeth are enormous. So if there was a 20-foot version of a cookie cutter shark, it would be an absolute nightmare. So, but fortunately, cookie cutter sharks are small. So maximum size is not even half a meter. So small little guy, what would that be? Like maybe about a foot long. So very, very small, but you can kind of see how, kind of in that CG view, just sort of like what it does as far as like sneaking up on larger prey items and then taking a bite out of them. I don't know if you've seen Lost World, Jurassic Park, but it kind of reminds me of Compsognathus, like the little green dinosaurs. Just, you know, they seem unassuming, but you don't want to run into it, you know. It's just creepy, creepy shark. One thing I'd be interested in is if there has been any incidences with Cookiecutter sharks, and then you know, I would never use the term shark attack because it's just such a small animal, but like I would be curious if there's ever been like, you know, if people go swimming in the open ocean, like if they're on like a boat trip and then, you know, they decide to kind of like swim in the open water, you know, just for a break, you know, if anything has ever happened. I am assuming probably not, just because it's such a weird lottery to lose, but you know, it'll be interesting to see as we go in through the night, kind of reading up on this species. So we got one more clip from. Sorry, I'm definitely gonna sneeze again, or I'm about to sneeze. Got this weird feeling. One more clip. I think this is probably the same as the. This looks really similar to the Tiburon Sagrado clip, but this is from a different. This is Big Island Divers, so different source. It's cool seeing how reflective the eyes are against the camera. And proportional to the body, pretty large eyes, which makes sense. It does live in the deep sea and comes up closer to the surface at night. It's kind of cool to think about. I know there's some deep diving whales like sperm whales, but it is kind of cool to think about maybe the shark comes up for deal migration, so it comes up during the night following prey items, and maybe it runs into a higher amount of cetaceans like whales, dolphins, porpoises as it, you know, comes up to the surface at night. I think that's a safe bet, but yeah, it'll be interesting to learn more as we dive in. So, but really illustrates the diversity of sharks. Agreed. Yeah, it's so cool, and there's nothing else really like it. Like I know there's other kinds of cookie cutters, but as a group, I mean, it's a small group of sharks of about like only like a handful of species. And out of like the 500 plus sharks that exist, I mean, it's a really unique family. I mean, it's like or genus even. I don't know if the other kitefin sharks really have this kind of tooth type. So, and actually, just as a shout out to the other kitefin sharks, let me slow this down so I have some time. Let's see what I don't know that family really well. So let's see what else we got. Tell me if you've heard of these. We got kitefin shark, tail-light shark, never heard of that, pygmy shark, long-nosed pygmy shark, cookiecutter shark, large tooth cookiecutter shark. Oh no, the pocket shark. Oh man, okay. The pig-eye shark, the small-eye pygmy shark, spine pygmy shark, and American pocket shark. Okay. Alright, so I love all sharks, but I forgot pocket sharks are part of this group. So pocket sharks creep me out. The pocket sharks would be a good one for maybe actual Halloween night. I think Halloween is, or actual Halloween is on a Tuesday this year, so Monday before Halloween. That might be a good stream to do, because pocket sharks are the only ones that actually legitimately kind of freak me out as far as sharks go. And we can get into that on that stream night, but I didn't realize they're the same family. So this might actually take the cake for creepiest shark family, or eeriest shark family. It's a weird group. Yeah, pocket sharks are very weird. But anyway, so I'm glad I slowed this down. This actually kind of gives you a nice view of like how the shark moves in life. And it's actually, I'm really happy that there was footage of the species on YouTube, because I always grew up just with images and there's no photographs and no, like, you know, let's speed that up again. No photographs, no real things beyond an illustration, and to actually see the species in motion is really, really cool. You know, and to kind of like really make that connection of like, oh yeah, this is how it moves and this is what it looks like, and in life, you know. Yeah. And I think the biggest takeaway for me personally for the footage is that I get why it's called a cigar shark. You know, like in life it's pretty it moves pretty straight, or like pretty stiffly, it's pretty stiff as it moves, and it's most of the power is coming from like just the tail. And again, those dorsal fins, the dorsal fins and the pelvic fins are actually pretty far back in the body compared to a lot of other shark species. So, but yeah, let's take a look. It's been a while since we've seen Florida Museum of Natural History because I think we've been covering a lot of rare sharks. So this one has a little bit more notoriety. So we'll take a look at that. Pygmy and kitefin I knew, just catching up with comments. Awesome. Yeah, pygmy sharks I've seen here and there. I definitely am more familiar with kitefin sharks and pygmy sharks. And then pocket sharks I totally forgot about. Pocket sharks are so weird. So the reason I keep saying this is like pocket sharks have, they have a feature on their body that it's like another orifice, and there's a couple theories in terms of like how that works, but it looks like a pocket, and it creeps me out. It is a very bizarre looking shark. So, but we can save that for Halloween. I think that's a good Halloween shark to do. So, but for Cookiecutter Shark, I think Cookiecutter Shark is a good introduction to Halloween shark. It's like at the top of October, you get really excited, you're ready to watch scary movies, and at the end of the month, it's like, oh my gosh, make it stop. So I think this is a good one to lead with, and then Pocket Shark is a good one to end with. But here we go. So Cookiecutter Shark, let's see what we got here. The light underside glows, attracting fish, whales, and sharks. Interesting. So, and again, it's not really famous for being bioluminescent, so it's actually really cool. That's something I'm really excited to learn more about tonight is how Cookiecutter Shark bioluminescence works. So, and I also think bioluminescence in sharks is like the coolest thing, just because it's like it's not a well-known feature. It makes sense when you think of bioluminescence. You think of like lanternfish or viperfish or dragonfish, and for sharks, it's just not. It's not something that really comes to mind immediately, and so like. It's a really cool field that I'd like to learn more about. Let's see. Attaches itself to prey and uses its serrated bottom teeth, cut out a perfectly circular chunk of flesh. Large green eyes. Because of its size and deep water habits, is considered harmless to humans. It can be considered a parasite due to its nature to feed on larger animals without killing them. Now that is interesting. We've never run into a shark that could be considered a parasite. We've never run into a shark that qualifies for like parasitology, or the definition of parasite is very specific. And I mean they summed it up pretty well here, where it's like to like feed on a host without killing it. So famous examples, probably, or most famous, would be like a tick, But to think of a shark being classified or qualified as a parasite is interesting. So yeah, for a shark that has got that, lurid designation, interesting. Let's see. Cookiecutter Shark, common names. Of course, a Cookiecutter Shark is named after the cookie-shaped wounds that it leaves on the bodies of its prey items. That's very creepy. Other names are the cigar shark and the luminous shark. I've never heard of that version for the Cookiecutter Shark. So, let's see. For French, we got Squalale feroce. That seems interesting. Spanish has got a lot of cool names. Tolo Cigaro, Tiburon Puro, Tiburon Cigaro. Interesting. Yeah. Although Cookiecutter sharks prey upon commercially caught fishes, the damage is of little consequence. It is often considered a nuisance due to damage done to submarines. That is kind of badass, honestly. It's like, I shouldn't say that because, that's not good, but pretty wild. Due to small size and deep water habitat, they're of no commercial importance. Danger to humans. According to the International Shark Attack File, the Cookiecutter Shark has been involved in 4 confirmed unprovoked bites, all of which occurred in Hawaii. It is considered harmless to people due to its deep water habitat as well as its small size. Oh man. Still, oh man, I didn't know that it actually did Oh no. Oh, that is a nasty bite. Oh man. I wonder if we can look that up. Actually, Cookiecutter Shark bite. Hold on. I don't want to get too. Oh, I think I pulled this article up. Hold on. I think I did have this. A swimmer's nightmare. An open water swimmer's nightmare. The Cookiecutter shark. Let's skim this really quick because I'm like, okay, that actually seemed. I wonder if this is talking about maybe a human bite. So, da, 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 da. Just kind of scanning this. Also, kind of side tangent, by the way. So, because months ago I was kind of ranting about Megalodon. I will say Megamouth shark, that English name. It kind of, I don't know what it's doing, but like I mean, it kind of throws me off a little bit because Megamouth is it's a real shark, but there's something about Megamouth and Megalodon. They sound kind of so close together that it kind of clunks in my brain a little bit. So just random thing. But Megamouth is a real shark. It's yeah. Sorry, random thing. Cookiecutter shark. Great picture. Actually, that's a really nice picture of like both these reflective green eyes and the insane teeth on this. Oh, this is interesting. Well, off the coast of Brazil, the scientists who discovered Cookiecutter sharks encountered an odd specimen of shark, which they named Simnus brasiliensis. However, it wasn't until 1865 when they created a new genus, Isistius, after Isis, the Egyptian goddess of light. Oh, interesting. So that's actually really cool. So Isistius is the genus name, and this is coming from the fact that this species glows. It's bioluminescent, which is really cool. And then Brasiliensis is where it was first discovered. So, really? I did not know that. Okay, this is talk about what it does. Let's see. Cookiecutter biology. Where they live. Shark ambush. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to see. The first description of an incident involving a Cookiecutter shark occurred on March 16th, 2009 after sunset, when one bit a long-distance swimmer attempting to cross the Alenui-Haha Channel from Hawaii to Maui. The Florida Museum International Shark Attack file. Oh, let's actually open it up because I don't think we've ever looked at it before. Lists two other incidents involving cookie cutters, both judged to be inflicted post-mortem. An unusually rare event. An unusually rare event occurred during daylight in 2017 in shallow waters when a 7-year-old boy. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's horrible, actually. According to records maintained by International Shark Attack File, 2019 was the year of the Cookiecutter shark, the species responsible for 3 of the 64 global shark attacks in 2019. All 3 bites were on long-distance swimmers training in Hawaii's Kauai Channel at night. That's creepy. I see this link for the Cookiecutter bite mechanism. We can look at that later. I just want to check the comments really quick. Oof. There are pics on YouTube of human bites and even a great white bin. There's also one more species, by the way. One more species of Cookiecutter shark. And also, let's see if we can check out Cookiecutter shark human bite. Oh, that's so creepy. I usually wouldn't want to look for this, but I think with kind of Halloween, I'm like, let's do it. Oh, this looks ridiculous. Shark Night. Oh, here we go. Cookiecutter Shark attacks swimmer off Hawaii. Sorry, we'll play this after the ad. I had no idea that this happened, by the way. Like, that's really, really horrifying. Like, I don't think I've viscerally reacted to a shark attack as much as this one, just because it's like, it's just such a nasty bite. Like, you know, and I know that sounds dumb, because all sharks have razor blade teeth. All shark bites are nasty, but, like, this is just, like, I don't know if they're going to show it. I'm just kind of scanning this. Oh. Ugh. That's a weird visual of just how sharp the teeth are. I guess they're not going to show it because it's probably too graphic. Oh man, that's just ugh. Man, it's a creepy shark. Okay, yeah, they're probably not going to show it just because it's like too graphic. If you do find this, I wonder if this might be what you were talking about, Howard. Because let's see, showing unrelated clips, showing clips of submarines. Actually showing a clip of a Cookiecutter Shark. Ugh, man. I promise we won't dwell on this for too long. It's just like, yeah. Man. Yeah. Okay. It's Halloween. We're giving shark bites plenty of airtime just because it's Halloween. It's creepy. That's a weird comparison. Yeah, I had no idea that it actually successfully, or I shouldn't say successfully, but I had no idea it actually bit people. Also, that's kind of crazy when you think about it, as far as like, you know, a human swimmer, and it's like, you know, just like the shark like sneaking up on this species was like sneaking up on a swimmer like training to like cross the channel in Hawaii. You know, and a human swimmer is going to be like right at the surface, so this shark would actually be sneaking up right up to the shallowest water column. Ah, that's nuts, actually. What I also find interesting about that is, you know, Hawaii is famously like an archipelago, you know, surrounded by deep water. You know, it's like an island chain where the water like drops off pretty, you know, rapidly, and it's kind of interesting that this is like a deep water species that, you know, it's interesting that all the attacks are in Hawaii, where it's like that's such a unique geography, and I'm sure that probably relates. That's a cool visual on the shark's bioluminescence. That's actually really cool. And I think this is what you were talking about, Howard. So this is a person's cookie cutter bite scar. I promise I won't dwell on this because this is actually really creepy. But, yeah, I'm gonna close this. That's just really nasty. Ugh, that is a nasty shark bite. We'll go back to the shark attack file. Oh my gosh. Let me catch up in the comments. Sorry, I got so sucked up into that. Swimming in the ocean at night is not the greatest idea. I agree. You know, I mean, like, there's so many successful night dives, but, like, I would even be I need to do that sometime, like dive at night. It seems like a very eerie experience, but like, you know, even that's kind of scary. But like swimming, where you have no gear, no protection, like no wetsuit, you're just this is. Um, One of them I also came across shots of a fresh bite on a person. Yeah, I don't know. Like all these bites, even on the fish, they're creeping me out. Like, and even though I'm trying to embrace the creepy for Halloween, it's just like it's really viscerally getting to me. Like, man, these are creepy, creepy sharks. So, let's check out. I really do want to get to the Shark Attack File landing page, because, and I don't know why it keeps giving me these other links. Because I do think Florida Museum of Natural History is what is doing like is the body that does run it, and it is a very interesting collection of data. So let's see. Ooh. Not only he's a quote about a cookie cutter shark bite. Not only is it painful, but it presents a difficult circumstance for recovery in the sense that there has to be plastic surgery to close the wound, and you have permanent tissue loss. Oh my gosh! It's not as scary as Jaws, but it's very different from any other kind of shark attack we've encountered. We have in the International Shark Attack File because of the size of the shark and the modus operandi. It's so creepy. There's more details about like how this went down. After sunset, the victim said the first bite on his chest felt like a pinprick. He was then bitten on the left calf while climbing into the rescue kayak, following him during the swim. Oh my gosh. Dubbed demon whale biters by biologist Stuart Springer, a shark expert who studied the fish for more than 6 years before his death in 1981. Cookiecutters inhabit deep tropical waters, and their bites have been found on many deep-sea animals, including tuna, whales, dolphins, and swordfish. Unlike other sharks, a cookiecutter's teeth are connected at the bottom in the lower jaw. When feeding, the shark bites its victim and then rotates to remove a plug of flesh, kind of like using a melon baller. They have the biggest teeth of any shark in relation to the size of their jaws, he said. They look like the cartoon sharks you see with oversized teeth. The victim also reported seeing liquid... This is actually... seen squid. Seen squid before the attack. Like squid, cookiecutters are bioluminescent, producing their own light on parts of their bodies. Researchers believe the sharks may use this specialization to hide among squid, while larger fish, such as tuna, prey on the squid. That is really cool, actually. Wow, that's actually a pretty unique strategy. So, very, very cool. The sharks then surprise the larger fish, taking bites before quickly leaving the scene. So, it's trying to hide with the squid, or try to hide in the prey item of... oh man, that is so sneaky. It's pretty cool and creepy. Type of dogfish shark, cookiecutters do not kill their fish victims, and the wounds they inflict may be useful as biological markers. Because they're known only to dwell in tropical waters, scientists can use the bites to better understand the movement patterns of their victims. When we see a killer whale in Alaska with the mark, it tells us the whale traveled there from the tropics. We can also judge how long ago it happened by how much the wound has healed. So this is really cool. There's a lot to this. Wow. Interesting. Researchers know little about the animal, and John O'Sullivan, curator of field operations for senior collector at Monterey Bay Aquarium, his attempts to collect a live specimen for the aquarium over the past few years are turning out to be more difficult than our white shark program. That's interesting because white sharks are famous for not doing well in aquaria. Like, I don't think there's... I think there may have been one aquarium in the world that sort of mildly successfully raised a great white, but it's kind of almost impossible. They're really, really sensitive to a tank environment. So that's an interesting quote. Because of the shark's small size, swimmers may be able to protect themselves by wearing a thick wetsuit. Whew. People say, thank God these things don't get big. I second that thought because I would never... it's kind of like you think of like bugs, like certain kinds of bugs, and you think, man, I'm really glad that's a small thing, or spiders, or like scorpions or something. Like, you know, we would all perish if insects were larger than they are. So I feel like the same way about the cookie cutter. It is a horrifying shark. Thank goodness it is very tiny. So I really want to try to get into the Shark Attack File main page. Let's see. I guess I'll just Google international shark attack file. Because I know there is like a main page, and I'm just very curious about getting into it. Because we've seen it. Maps and data. There we go. Oh, maybe we did. Maybe we were here. Unprovoked shark attack interactive map. You know what? Maybe we did see this a couple months ago. So, and I wonder if Cookiecutter. Yep, Cookiecutter made it. So Cookiecutter is common enough. That's crazy. To have a place on the map, and these are all in Hawaii. So we can actually. I wonder if we can zoom in on this. Can we zoom in on this? Is there a way to zoom in? Yeah, there's not really a good way to zoom in, but you can see that it's all concentrated in Hawaii, which I think is really interesting. So, but anyway, the shark attack file is really cool, but again, I mean, as we've always said, shark attacks are so rare. It's kind of there is a degree of silliness to the whole thing, but because it's just such a rare incident. But anyway. Just out of curiosity, just wanted to click great white shark. A lot of attacks on the west coast, a little bit on the east coast, a lot in Australia, South Africa, quite a few in the Mediterranean, which is not really a surprise because they do live there. But I don't think that's as famous as like South Africa, Australia, and California. Let's check out tiger sharks just for fun. A lot of tiger shark attacks in Hawaii, a little bit in the Atlantic and the Caribbean, quite a lot in Australia. Let's check out bull sharks. Lots on the east coast of the United States, and Florida. Lots of bull shark attacks here. A little bit in South Africa, a little bit in Australia. Interesting. And the last one I do want to see is oceanic white tip. Now that's interesting. Oceanic white tip. Oh yeah, no, here we go. Oceanic white tip is famous for the Indianapolis. I forget where the USS Indianapolis went down in the Pacific, but it's interesting seeing a lot of oceanic white tip attacks in the Red Sea. Yeah. But anyway, this is an interesting website to play around with. I knew Florida Museum of Natural History runs it, so pretty cool. And it's interesting seeing the most common sharks are white shark. Requiem is a collection of sharks in Carcharodontidae. Woebegone could be multiple species. Blue shark, sand tiger, hammerheads, tiger, bull, blacktip, mako, blacktip reef, gray reef, oceanic whitetip, lemon, bronze whaler. This is a cool shark that's not really talked about too much. But, oh, that's a lot of attacks in Australia, actually. That's interesting. Spinner, Galapagos, and the little Cookiecutter shark, and nurse shark. But the Cookiecutter shark has had enough shark attacks to get its own little category. That's crazy. So, let's see. I doubt a wetsuit would protect you. I agree. I honestly agree, Howard. That's a good comment. Like, because this thing, tears off chunks of like whale blubber. It's just, it's a beautiful photo of it, by the way. it's not here to play. It is definitely like I agree. I don't. Yeah, I would not feel comfortable. Like maybe like a tiny individual, like it might help, but with something that is like a full grown cookie cutter shark, I don't know how effective it would be. So, let's see. Getting back to Florida Museum of Natural History. So that was a fun rabbit hole to kind of go down. Conservation, it's a difficult species for a targeted fishery because it lives in the depths, so that's good. They're sometimes caught during the nighttime hours when they migrate vertically, so when they come to the surface at night, they're sometimes captured at nighttime fisheries. But I think it is overall doing okay, and we could check IUCN Red List really quick. Yeah, so cookie-cutter sharks are least concern, so they're actually doing pretty okay for the most part. It's kind of cool seeing the range map of where this shark lives. So very spotty distribution in the tropics. I actually didn't quite realize that they lived in the Bahamas. So Bahamas, Cuba, Puerto Rico. Yeah, interesting. Hawaii, Indo-Pacific, tropical Atlantic, Indian Ocean a little bit. Yeah, pretty interesting. Oh, even southern Japan. So a pretty interesting distribution. You can almost say it's like a, yeah. I mean, you can almost say it's a cosmopolitan tropical species. So let's see. Oh, there you go. Cookie cutter shark is likely to be cosmopolitan in oceanic waters and temperate and tropical regions. Although the distribution records are patchy. This small epipelagic to bathypelagic shark undertakes vertical migrations on a DL cycle, like a day-night cycle, from depth, probably from below 1,000 meters. So I guess during the daytime it lives in the midnight zone, possibly as deep as 3,500 meters, which is insane. That's really, really deep. That's actually kind of getting up to like kind of the upper depth limits of sharks in general. So that's actually. That's a little nuts. I think the deepest I've ever seen or I've ever read about sharks has been like around 4,500 to 5,000 meters, and I'm sure there's shark records that are deeper than that, but 3,500 is pretty far down actually. During the day, and then they come up to the surface at night. So the cookie cutter shark is an occasional bycatch of oceanic trawl and longline fisheries, including midwater trawls. Its small size and habitat/behavior probably limits its capture overall, and given that the species is extremely widespread, it is assessed as least concern. So I'm glad they're doing okay. You know, it's a shark that is safe from human pressure, but it's a creepy shark. Creepy shark. Creepy safe shark. Man. Alright, so let's see. I think we covered everything in Florida Museum of Natural History. We talked about distribution. We talked about habitat. This is kind of a funny guide, although even though this looks a little goofy, I am noticing that illustration courtesy FAO, so Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the proportions are pretty accurate, and as such, one thing that I am noticing that is kind of interesting is that look at the eyes, where it almost looks like it has both I forget like the right term for this, but you know, like normal sharks, like it could see you know, like from the side of the head, but also like uniquely, it looks like there's an indentation at the front of the snout so that it can actually look forward, which would be interesting as an adaptation as far as like the shark having pretty good vision in terms of like, you know, it's swimming pretty straight in the water column, or you know, pretty stiffly throughout the water column, and like to be able to look forward you know, that easily, that's actually kind of interesting. Even though this drawing looks a little goofy, that's actually a really cool feature if this shark actually is you know, kind of evolved to look not just from like side to side like, you know, most sharks, but to actually have like forward vision. Like Not by... Is it binocular vision? Let's see. No, it's not. What is this? The eyes are located toward the front of the head, but far enough back that the shark lacks much of binocular vision field of vision. They're too close. I don't know. This looks so... That is an interesting illustration, so I don't know. Let's keep an eye out for anything about Cookiecutter Shark vision, because, if, like, the snout is kind of indented like that, I mean, I would think that would be kind of a cool adaptation as far as, like, being able to look, a bit directly ahead and then also to the side. But anyway, let's see. Small cigar-shaped body, short conical snout, unique suctorial lips, so to suck down on prey and then take a big bite out of them. This is creepy. Let's see. Pelvic fins are larger in size than the dorsal fins. Oh, that's a good shot of the teeth. The entire ventral surface of the Cookiecutter shark, with the exception of the dark collar, contains a network of tiny light-producing organs called photophores. Photophores produce an even greenish-colored glow on the underside of the shark. These photophores reportedly produce light for up to 3 hours after the death of the shark. The fins have pale margins, with the exception of the caudal fin, which has dark tips. Also, is the music still playing? So it got kind of quiet. But anyway. Howard's side and frontal vision. Yeah, like, that's what I was, like, noticing. Where it's, like, it just, like, it seems like an interesting adaptation. So, let's see. Cookiecutter sharks have 30 to 37 small erect teeth in the upper jaw and 25 to 31 large triangular teeth in the lower jaw, with larger specimens having the larger numbers. Well, that's interesting. The teeth are interconnected at the bases, allowing the entire row of teeth to move if one tooth is touched. That's... Oh! So it's like a few... Okay, so the entire lower jaw is like fused. Is that right? The teeth are lost as a complete unit. Oh man, this is a creepy shark. The teeth are lost as a complete unit, rather than individual teeth common to most sharks. As the lower teeth are shed, they're ingested by the shark. Oh man, okay, it's a Halloween shark. This is a Halloween shark. Oh, that is actually really creepy. This is thought to aid in maintaining the calcium levels in the body. Oh man. Like, this is a terrible pun, but definitely bit off more than I could chew as far as, like, what this shark is all about. That's creepy, man. This is a good Halloween shark. I'm really glad we picked this for today, because it's, creepy. What is it with this family? Like, Delacidae is a creepy family. Pocket sharks and Cookiecutter sharks, creepy family, man. Let's see. Male Cookiecutter sharks grow to a maximum of 16.5 inches, so really tiny, while females reach 22 inches. Males mature approximately 14 inches in length, and females are mature at 16 inches, so it's about like a foot long. Do I have a ruler? This is a visual. So, Cookiecutter shark size. I still would never want to be bit by this. Like, ugh. Cookiecutter shark, we kind of covered it, but I do want to go through just the whole description, just because this is so important for the species. The Cookiecutter shark has a unique feeding method. Prey items are attracted to the ventral surface of the Cookiecutter shark due to the light given off by the glowing photophores. The glowing area appears similar to a small fish from the depths, prompting larger fish to approach in search for their next meal. Just prior to biting the Cookiecutter shark, the large fish is unexpectedly bitten by the shark. The Cookiecutter shark attaches itself to its prey with its sucking lips and sharp, pointy upper teeth. Once it is attached, the small shark spins its body, removing a cookie-shaped plug from the flesh of its prey with its larger serrated bottom teeth. The prey is left with a perfectly round cookie-cutter-shaped hole in the side of its body. Common prey items include large fishes such as marlin, wahoo, dolphin, tuna, sharks, and stingrays, as well as marine mammals, including seals, whales, and dolphins. There are reports of the shark leaving crater marks on the sonar domes of nuclear submarines. The cookie-cutter shark has also been reported to commonly feed on whole squid and crustaceans. Creepy shark, man. Oh, man. Cookiecutter shark is ovoviviparous. Ovoviviparous, meaning it gives birth to live pups after they develop inside the egg case within the uterus of the mother. Each developing pup feeds off the yolk inside the egg case, remaining there until it is fully developed. Does hatch out from the egg, follows shortly after by the mother giving live birth to the fully developed pups. So, this, let me check the comments really quick before I go into this. Yeah, it's creepy shark. Let's see. So, this method, ovoviviparous, we haven't really seen a lot of sharks like this. I feel like we've seen egg-laying sharks, like the Port Jackson shark, and then a lot of live-bearing sharks, like viviparous sharks, like bull sharks or like hammerheads. But for this method, ovoviviparous, it's an odd method where, like the description, there is an egg inside the body, but then the egg hatches and then the shark is birthed. So it's not the same. It's not the same as true viviparity. It's not the same as like bull sharks and hammerheads that have like a placenta. It's totally different. So it's an interesting method, and it's kind of amazing that sharks, even though it's one collective, there's 3 completely different modes of reproduction, like ovovivipary, like egg laying, ovoviviparity, the having the egg inside the body and then giving live birth, and then viviparity, which is live birth. So, although little is known about the reproduction of cookiecutter sharks, it is believed that oceanic islands may provide a nursery habitat for this species. So, wow. So maybe, I'm curious if Hawaii might be one of these places, if there's a prevalence of cookiecutter shark bites. I don't know. Man. Okay, I think that's all we got for Florida Museum of Natural History, and we don't really have much from IUCN Red List because the shark is actually doing okay. So let's check out some research. Here's a really good illustration, by the way, like a very nice diagnostic illustration of the species. So, giant, creepy green eye, great little capture of the teeth, and the unique suction-like lips, the characteristic dark band around the collar, small fins, cigar-shaped body, very small gill slits, very, very tiny gill slits, actually, relative to other features in the body. So, let's see. I don't think Fishbase is going to show anything interesting. So let's take a look at some research. Oh. That's actually a really good... Oh my god. What a creepy night already. So this is a really good X-ray view of a cookiecutter shark. I'm sorry. I cannot get over that these teeth fuse into one band, and that the shark at some point swallows the band, and then it's replaced by a new set of teeth. That is legitimately creepy to me. That's freaking gross. Like, I love sharks, but that is unbelievably creepy. But like the quote said, it is an adaptation to help maintain calcium in the body, so the shark is not wasting energy or resources, so that's good. But I honestly thought I was playing the spooky stuff up in the beginning of the stream, and like this shark is like full of horror. Like it's a freaky shark. So let's see. I had a couple articles. Photophore distribution, foraging ecology on pelagic fishes in Hawaii, morphology and systematics. I did want to take a look at this really quick. There's a couple of really good stuff here, but this one kind of caught my eye. Seasonal prevalence of cookiecutter shark bites on short fin pilot whales in Hawaii. And I think this is just like, oh, well, we can actually get the whole thing. Open a new tab. Hey, Roy. What's up? I just noticed you jumped on. Welcome back. This is a horrifying stream. This shark is creepy. This is the Cookiecutter Shark. Happy Halloween. We are starting off of a bang because just to recap, Cookiecutter Sharks they swallow their entire bottom jaw, to replenish their teeth. They take these perfectly circular, creepy bites out of a wide variety of prey items. They have been implicated in shark attack. They're the only shark that is classified as a parasite because they don't kill their victim. They just take bites and leave. They glow. They have an eerie green glow and these like giant, reflective green eyes. It's a creepy shark. It is a very, very creepy group. So, yeah, we're having a really good Halloween night. I asked Howard at the top of the stream your favorite scary movie and also the scariest movie you've ever seen. Howard mentioned Alien. I mentioned Hereditary. What about you, Roy? What is your favorite scary movie and or scariest movie you've ever seen for Halloween? And honestly, if there was a Cookiecutter Shark movie, that would be a winner. So, all right. So this is cool. This is like I guess a research poster. Oh, cool. Poster presented at the 22nd Biennial Conference on the Biology of Marine Mammals. Halifax. Awesome. Go Canada. Very, very cool. So that's Nova Scotia. So this is Natasha L. Walker Milne. That's actually a familiar name. I think I've seen that name before. Giannis P. Papastamatio, Robin W. Baird, and Sarah D. Mahaffey. So, seasonal prevalence of cookiecutter shark bites on short fin pilot whales in Hawaii. So, I just think this would be kind of cool to check out. Pilot whales are really cool. I've not seen short finned. I've seen long finned off of Virginia. So, it just kind of caught my eye. I'm a fan of pilot whales. So, here we go. Let's see. So, cookiecutters are common, difficult to capture, very mysterious or cryptic. Although there's a lot of material on them. Oh, a resident population of short-fin pilot whales off Hawaii Island is often observed with cookiecutter shark bites, which we use to infer shark behavior. This is the first study to examine seasonality in cookiecutter shark foraging in Hawaii over a multi-year period, and the first study to use whales as a proxy to examine seasonality in these sharks. This is really cool. There's a cool quote earlier about how you can use cookiecutter shark bites exactly the way this paper is using to determine where animals go. They had as an example, like if you have an orca whale in Alaska that has a cookiecutter shark bite, you can infer that that orca visited the tropics at one point in time. So it's kind of cool. So let's see what we did. We used a long-term photo ID catalog, 405 resident whales. For each bite, we noted status, location, whale ID, and the mean sea surface temperature. So let's zoom in on this really quick. So creepy, man. So we got a cookiecutter shark left with examples of a fresh bite, like a bloody bite right there, and healing bites. So creepy, man. Fresh bites were open wounds with exposed tissue, generally considered to be less than 1 week old. Healing bites had inflamed tissue filling the wounds and were often colonized by cyanids. Man, it just gets better and better. So, meaning, I'm assuming that's a kind of parasite. Oh, man. This got creepier. Yeah. Healed bites, scarred, are white at first, repigmenting over a period of months. The animal on the right has several healing and healed bites, include some of that have repigmented. Man. Oh, this is kind of cool. Each whale is divided into 5 equal segments, visible above the waterline, percent of body visible. Each photo was used to calculate bite frequency by location. That's really cool. That's also handy for field ID, where that's actually really cool. So 50% below waterline, 10. That's actually really cool, since like pilot whales, well, I mean, like all whales, like they do, like they're not their breaching, but they're surfacing in different ways. That's actually really cool how they divided it. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Whoop. Sorry, just kind of disappeared for a second. Howard loves Alien. Favorite movie franchise. Awesome. Yeah, Roy and I were talking about the Alien movies earlier, where we were talking about like how the first one is like a true horror movie, and then the second one is like an action movie. So to me, the scariest movie I've seen is Hereditary. Yeah, dude, I hate Hereditary. Same. I like Hereditary is my scariest. Like, I would rather watch The Exorcist like 3 times in a row than watch Hereditary. And like not everybody is as scared of that movie. Like I would gleefully watch The Exorcist 3 times in a row than watch Hereditary again. Like I know like my brother doesn't care about that movie that much. He's like, yeah, it's not that scary, but like I hate that movie. Hereditary freaks me out. Hate that movie. So good pick. It's a scary movie. Good pick. Very, very scary. So there's a new Exorcist movie this year, by the way. I haven't really seen a lot of trailers on it, but oh hey Howard, yeah, there's a new Exorcist. Like it looks good, I think. Like, because I feel like it's getting buzz, but I don't know, man. Have you guys seen the other ones? Like, I heard the second one is not that good, and then the third one is actually very scary, but not in the way you think. It's kind of more like a disturbing movie, but I don't know, man. Like, saw a lot of trailers for the new Exorcist. If you guys see it, let me know. I like last year I did a scary movie challenge with a friend, and like it just freaked me out. And like this year I'm just gonna stick to like Hocus Pocus and just gentle Halloween things. Like I'm reacting so much to this Cookiecutter Sharks stream that like I think my fear tolerance is a little low this year. So, man. So getting back to this research, here we go. Almost all animals, 98%, displayed evidence of bites, and bites were most frequently documented on the head. Interesting. The prevalence of fresh bites varied seasonally. Annual peaks in fresh bites probability occurred in late April, mid-July, and mid-October. Fresh bites were negatively correlated with sea surface temperature in spring and summer, but not fall. Interesting. No fresh bites were recorded in September, which had the highest average sea surface temperature. Changes in bite prevalence may be due to a combination of sea surface temperature, as well as pilot whales and cookiecutter sharks targeting specific species at certain times of the year. That's interesting. So, let's see. Let's see. Precisely. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of checking this out. Sea surface temperature range from 23 degrees to 28 degrees. It's interesting because it's a tropical environment, because that's pretty warm water, and had a negative influence on bite probability. Previous studies indicate that cookiecutter sharks prefer waters between 18 to 26 degrees Celsius. So that's actually really cool that the bite changes, the changes in the rate of bites may be related to like cookiecutter sharks targeting different kinds of animals at different times of year. I wish this was a little bit more descriptive. I know it's just a poster. It's a cool project. But let's see. Seasonal bite peaks in bite probability may indicate fluctuations in other shark prey species or whale movements into areas where they are more likely to be bitten. Negative correlations with sea surface temperature may highlight potential future impact of climate change influencing foraging ecology. So, it's not as much data or research as I kind of was hoping for, but the idea of this project is awesome. Like, this is a very interesting kind of research that it's cool to think about, like what other species or areas you can apply it to, as far as like marine mammals or tuna or swordfish. Yeah, that's actually really cool. So awesome. I'm glad we checked it out because I was pretty curious about that. I'm just going through the abstract. Yeah, it's kind of like saying the same thing. So interesting. Howard, I'll check it out. The second one's over the top. Yeah, I've never seen it, but I've heard it's ridiculous. But yeah, please let us know. Please let us know like what the new Exorcist is like. The posters are creepy. I saw the new Indiana Jones movie fairly recently, and like there was a lot of Exorcist posters on the way. I was like, oh man. My girlfriend and I saw Haunting in Venice recently, and that was actually pretty good. Haunting in Venice is a very chill Halloween movie, like because it's not really horror. It's more like mystery, like with Detective Poirot, who I think Poirot is the greatest detective in the world. I think he beats Sherlock Holmes. But if you ever want a chill Halloween vibe, Haunting in Venice is really good. So I definitely recommend it. Just like it's not intense. It's a pretty chill, nice little like jump scares here and there, but it's mostly like more of a fun Halloween atmosphere, and it's in theaters now. So this stream was sponsored by Haunting in Venice. So not really, of course. Let's see. We could do comparative morphology, foraging ecology. I kind of been interested in foraging ecology. Oh no, this is something we have to buy. Never mind. Screw that. Photophore distribution, enzyme. Okay, let's check this out because this actually might be kind of cool. Because I'm curious about just bioluminescence in general for this species, and just in sharks in general. It's such a cool field. But photophore distribution and enzymatic diversity within the photogenic integument of the Cookiecutter shark. Ooh. Let's see. This is kind of cool. We were reading that Cookiecutter sharks emit an eerie green luminescence, and this article is saying the Cookiecutter shark is a deep sea species that emits a blue luminescence. I don't know if it really matters, honestly, and I don't really know how big of a difference that is. I'm like, either one is going to help you with camouflage. So, but I just think it's interesting. It's a little bit of a discrepancy there. Except at the level of a black band located beneath the jaw. This study aims to investigate the distribution and histology of the photophores, the light-emitting organs along the shark body, describe the tissue-specific transcriptomes of the black band integument region, i.e. the non-photogenic, and the ventral integument region, photogenic, describe repertoire of it. You know what? I feel like way back in the day, I think we did look at some of this where I do remember the collar not lighting up, and if there was like a reason for that, like the dark collar around the Cookiecutter shark's gills. Let's see. I'm just kind of scanning this. We don't need to read all of this out loud. Okay. This is by Jerome Del Rossi, Laurent Jochatelet, Patrick Fleming, and Jerome Malefit. And I apologize if I'm not saying those names correctly. Let's see. That's kind of a funny quote that I do want to point out, but deep water sharks are mainly represented in 8 orders, which is like all sharks are in 8 or 9 orders if you're including chinorhynchoforms. But what is kind of funny is, or not funny, but kind of cool, is that this is giving a percentage of like how many of these kind of sharks actually live in the deep sea. So, echinophorms, which are bramble sharks, all of them are deep water species. Squaliforms, which are dogfish sharks, 86% of them, so most of them are deep water species. That's kind of cool. Hyxantiaforms, which are the cow sharks and the frill sharks, like the 6 gills and 7 gills, 86% as well. Pristiophoriforms, the saw sharks, half of them are deep water. Cockorhynchoforms, the ground sharks, like the cat sharks, and I'm assuming most of these are cat sharks. This 40%, but cat sharks, hammerheads, requiem sharks. It's cool to see that 40% of that order is cockorhynchoform, is deep water. Sorry. Lamniforms, which are the mackerel sharks, only 20% are deep water, so I'm assuming that's like the big eye sand tiger and the goblin shark. And the megamouth. Squatiniforms, the angel sharks, only 8% are deep water, so most of the angel sharks are surface, or like shallow water. Or Electolobiforms, the carpet sharks, only 4% live in the deep water. I would assume that might be gel shark that ventures into the depths from time to time. And then what's interesting is the one order that is not on here is heterodontiforms, which are the bullhead sharks. So none of those cute, squishy-faced sharks are deep water at all. So that's kind of cool that they have these percentages here. But anyway. Among squaliforms, 3 families out of the 7 comprise bioluminescent species. The Amopteridae, which are the lantern sharks, the Laetidae, which are the kitefin sharks, and again, I'm going to say it's the creepiest family of all sharks, and the Cookiecutter shark is in this family. And then the Somniosidae, which are the sleeper sharks, like the Greenland sleeper. Shark luminescence is assumed to be mainly used for counter-illumination purposes in Laetidae and Somniosidae, while Amopteridae have developed an intricate pattern of luminescent areas suggested to be used for diverse functions such as counter-illumination, aposematism. I don't know what that is. Let's look that up. And let's catch up on the comments as well. The Cookiecutter Shark movie, The Shallows 2. Roy, I thought the zebra bullhead shark travels deep, does it not? That's a good question. Let's check that out really quick. Let's check out Herodontus. That's a very good question. IUCN Redlist usually has a summary of the depth range pretty quickly, so we can check that really quick. Because I'm curious about that too. Alright, you got the horn shark, crested horn shark. This is going to be kind of like a fun showcase of the bullhead sharks anyway. They're very cute. This might not have a photo. Mexican horn shark, Port Jackson shark, Oman bullhead shark, Japanese bullhead shark. The barred bullhead shark, I'm assuming Heterodontus zebra, I'm assuming that's what it is. "200 meters. So the upper depth limit is 0 meters, the lower depth limit is 200 meters, so that actually does still count as the sunlit zone. So they might be just looking for this study, they might be just looking at twilight zone and midnight zone sharks. So the twilight zone begins at 200 meters, and below, and then the midnight zone begins at 1,000 meters and below. So that might be how they're doing it. I am curious about the zebra bullhead shark the Japanese bullhead shark, because I think you're right, Roy, that there is one that goes kind of far down deep. Make sure I got that right. What? Sorry, I clicked on Port Jackson Shark. I don't know how I did that. Japanese bullhead shark. No, 125 meters. Yeah, it's still. I don't know. Maybe none of them do go down deep. I thought. Let's try one more. Because I don't think you're wrong, Roy. I think there is one that does go down a bit deeper. Let's try the Galapagos shark, because the Galapagos Islands are, it's near deep water. Nope, 40 meters. Okay, sorry. One more time. Horn shark. Let's just try the horn shark really quick, because this is arguably the most well known. So. Aha! Okay, sorry. 250 meters. So. Okay, so technically the horn. Oh, this is the Mexican horn shark, but still, that works. That works. So technically, the Mexican horn shark goes down into the twilight zone. So you are right. You are right, Roy. There is one heterodontiform that technically goes down into the twilight zone. So I would say technically you can make an argument. It's a deep water shark. So I'm assuming that's what. Oh, where did the study go? Where were we? Yeah, okay. I'm assuming this is basing this off of Twilight Zone sharks. If it's Midnight Zone sharks, then we lost. But it's a good question. I mean, it's a really good question. So, awesome. Where were we on this? Oh, aposematism. I don't know what that is, so. Oh, interesting. So aposematism is the use of warning coloration to inform potential predators that an animal is poisonous, venomous, or otherwise dangerous. So apparently some lantern sharks have or use bioluminescence the way that poison dart frogs have those really bright colors to warn of danger, or like snakes, like some venomous snakes, like coral snakes, have really bright color patterns to warn of danger. So very interesting. Let's see. Although Somniosidae luminescence remains largely enigmatic, the light emission as well as the presence and histology of photophores has been described recently. Okay. Okay. Just kind of scanning more for just our Cookiecutter shark. The Cookiecutter shark is one rare luminous shark found in the bathy and mesopelagic zones of the temperate and tropical waters. Migrates from the ocean's deep layer to the surface at night. The shark also presents an occasional ectoparasitic lifestyle, feeding on a round. Oh yeah, we talk about the famous bite. On its photogenic ventral side, between the gill slits and the pectoral fins, the Cookiecutter shark has a well-marked black band, also referred to as a dark collar, that does not produce luminescence. Although encounters of this elusive animal are increasing, little is known about its bioluminescence and the associated biological functions. Let me turn this down a little bit because this is kind of bothering me. Sorry. Information lacks concerning potential similitudes. For example, photophore morphology, light emission control of other investigated bioluminescent sharks. As for all luminous sharks, the luminous compounds underlying light production remain unknown to this organism. So, this is really cool. So we can see... This is actually really beautiful. So, I wonder if I can... I guess I'll zoom in this way. So the top picture is a Cookiecutter shark, a male Cookiecutter shark in normal coloration. And then the bottom photograph is bioluminescence. So it is interesting seeing that dark collar is notably absent. So, and you know what is kind of cool about this? Just as a wild guess, we were talking about how this shark theoretically may be swimming with squid, trying to be amongst the squid, which is a popular prey item for tuna and other animals. And squid are bioluminescent, and you know what? I'm gonna make a guess that I wonder if this collar might be an adaptation for the shark to look maybe more like a squid. As far as like, I mean, that looks a little weird. Just like if you can imagine, like this is like the squid's like body, like the way the shark's caudal fin and like how the whole base of the tail moves can almost kind of looks like the tentacles, and then you have the collar, and then the top of the head kind of almost looking like a squid's like fins. I don't know. It's a guess. It's a hypothesis, but it might be kind of a cool one in terms of like, squid are bioluminescent, and the shark has a feeding habit of hiding amongst the squid, and then when something like a tuna or a whale tries to grab squid as a prey item, the shark turns around and bites that predator. So I've never heard of that strategy before, as far as the shark hiding amongst the squid and then getting the jump on something like a pilot whale or a tuna. It's genius and very creepy, but I'm kind of curious if this whole dark collar is something to maybe help with that illusion. I don't know. That's like, that part is a hypothesis. I don't really know, and it'll be kind of cool to read through this article about that. So interesting. As we dive into this, since it is 10:30. Oh, thank you, Howard. Yeah, I just saw your comment. Interesting idea. Thank you. So since we're getting around 10:30, I think it's probably time to pick a shark for next week. So we'll keep going through this article on bioluminescence because I'm pretty interested in what this is going to say. But if you have any ideas for a shark next week, please leave a comment in the chat. I did mention earlier that the pocket shark would probably be a good one for actual Halloween. Halloween is going to be on a Tuesday this year, so I think the stream before Monday, that might be a good one for pocket shark. But for next week, let me know if there's something you like to review, especially if it's a creepy shark. It's spooky season, so I think anything that's creepy is on brand. I'm also fine with a cuddly, happy shark because this Cookiecutter Shark is definitely really freaking me out, much more than I was expecting. Any ideas, please leave a comment in the chat, and we'll keep looking at photophores, or just bioluminescence for this shark. So, let's see. So this is kind of talking more about the enzymes and like how the bioluminescence work, but I'm kind of curious about like why this might be a thing. So we'll kind of keep, I'm just scanning and scanning, just looking for interesting quotes from this. Methods. This is a lot more to do with like genetics and proteins and RNA, but here we are, discussion. Just kind of curious about like what's the point of all this? What is the bigger picture? Oh, although the Cookiecutter shark was sometimes depicted as a greenish light emitter, our pictures of living specimens confirm a blue luminescence consistent with the maximum wavelength of emission measured. Interesting. So that's actually really cool that this article acknowledges quote said the light is green, but it's saying no. We've studied real living specimens and we've confirmed a blue light. So that's actually really cool. Since we read something earlier that talks about how Cookiecutter Sharks emit a green light. So. Okay, that's kind of a long parentheses, unless it was not closed, but here we go. Counter illumination, i.e. ventral light emission that mimic the residual downwelling light in the terms of intensity, wavelength, and angular distribution to avoid being spotted underneath by swimming predators. As an anti-predatory tool is suggested to be the bioluminescent function for Delatiidae species. Our results suggest that conversely to the Homopteridae luminous pattern, the Cookiecutter shark did not show any specific pattern in sexual areas, flank marking, or spine-free dorsal fins, which support the hypothesis of a potentially unique counter-illumination function for the light production of the species. Oh, here we go. Okay. That was a weird sentence, but here we go. Some authors also assumed that the Cookiecutter shark might use its non-luminescent black band, which looks as a small fish or crustacean in a downwelling light context, where the remaining body part is hidden by counter-illumination, to lure larger predators, such as bigger pelagic fish, cetaceans, sharks, and seals, and to steal a piece of flesh from them via its adapted jaw. Aha! So this actually might be a cool hypothesis. Just catch up with comments. Roy, it's funny that a tiny shark scares me more than a great white. Honestly, yeah, it's creeping me out, actually. This one, I don't think I've reacted as strongly to a shark as I have on stream as this one. This one, there's just something about it that's just kind of, I mean, well, there's a lot about it that is just kind of really freaky and creepy and like, so. Whoa, Howard, Australian ghost shark. I've never heard of that. Let's see what that is. That's a cool suggestion. Okay, so that is a really cool suggestion. But that one, so that is actually, let me look this up. That's actually a chimera. So it's not a true shark, but let's look that up just because it's a pretty cool thing. Good suggestion. That's really cool. The Australian ghost shark is a cartilaginous fish belonging to the subclass Holocephali chimera. So this is it is a cartilaginous fish, but it is an entirely separate group. I have never heard of these, actually. I've heard of elephant fish and ratfish, but I've never heard of a Australian ghost shark. So that is super, super cool. So since there's 500 species of shark, I do want to keep the stream just on sharks, but it is a really, really cool suggestion. We could do a new... We haven't... The last time we did a... let me check the comments before I say this, by the way. Yeah, the last time we did a bullhead shark was the Port Jackson shark. So we could do... let's see if there's one that's kind of looking... I think there's a couple black and white ones that might give off sort of like Beetlejuice kind of vibe. That would maybe count as a Halloween thing, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Like this one? Painted horn shark or zebra horn shark? Is that, are these the same thing? We could, like, with a Beetlejuice vibe, we could do the zebra horn shark or the banded horn shark. Or we could do, I think, isn't there a ghost cat shark? I think we might have done one of these before. We did do these, like these demon cat sharks. Let's see. Just throwing some suggestions out there. And we did do the frilled shark as well. I'm just going to peruse Sharks of the World really quick. Also, Roy, since you weren't here at the top of the stream, just want to roll some Cookiecutter Shark footage. So which I was really shocked to find on YouTube. I had no idea this was here, but this is actually living Cookiecutter Shark footage. And I'm going to look up some candidates for a Halloween shark. We have been doing a good amount of dogfish lately, so kind of want to try to avoid that. Six scale sharks would be pretty cool. Because they are pretty, I mean, they are giant monsters of the deep. I feel like cat sharks just wouldn't be really... I don't know if cat sharks really fit the Halloween vibe. Like, demon cat sharks do, but like we did do demon cat sharks earlier this year. Oh, no ads. No ads. We don't want ads. We don't sell things. This was actually a pretty cool shot of a living Cookiecutter shark with a little bit more high definition, so you can kind of see it moving a little bit more clearly, which is really cool. And the teeth. Okay. So, I'll catch up on the comments in a second, but let's see, let's go back here. Oh, Howard, Ninja Lantern Shark. Yeah, actually, let's do a Halloween playlist. So that's a really good suggestion, and that one is a new species. That one is recently named by I think Vicky Vasquez is the author. So yeah, let's definitely do that. And Roy, let's do the Mandarin Dogfish the week after, because I think we've got 2 weeks. Actually, yeah, let's do a Halloween playlist where we'll do the Ninja Lantern Shark next week, the Mandarin Dogfish the week after, and I think the week after that, if I'm not mistaken, is the Halloween week, if I got that right. And if I'm wrong, we can add another one, but if it is Halloween week, I think we should do... No, I'm totally wrong. Okay, we got that. That's going to be a free space. I think we should definitely do Pocket Shark the Halloween night, but yeah. Ninja Lantern Shark it is. That is actually a really cool suggestion. So thank you, Howard. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. That one is... Let me put in the scientific name. That's a really good one. Pretty new species. This is... I think it was described in 2016. And it's actually really cool. It's a really good pick. It's Etmopterus benchley, named after Peter Benchley, so the author of Jaws. There we go. So that is next week's shark. Really good pick, Howard. Ninja Lantern Shark, and then we'll do Mandarin Dogfish the week after, which is pretty cool. That will be a really good one. Because you're right, Roy. It does look pretty weird. Yeah, and is it Vicky Vasquez who did that? Yeah, it is Vicky Vasquez. So in 2015, so Vicky Vasquez in 2015, along with Ebert and Long, discovered the Ninja Lantern Shark. So we are going to do that one next week. So since it's almost 11, just going to kind of wrap up this photo 4 study just to see if there's anything else on the Cookiecutter Shark. This was a sufficiently creepy stream and great way to kick off Halloween. So let's see what else we could find on the species. And like honestly, this is a really cool study, more so on the protein level, but I definitely kind of am more in the ecology level, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. But what was this called again? This was photophore distribution and enzymatic diversity within the photogenic integument of the cookie-cutter shark. And this was published in 2021. In 2021, so it's really cool. I'm just going to be focusing more on the ecology, but really cool study for anybody who's interested more in like the molecular level. So. Luminous sharks appear as a remaining enigma because luminous compounds are still unknown. It's a cool quote. Okay, so it kind of focused more on the actual, I don't know if the right word is like physiology, but like the actual like how the photophores work, and like more of like the molecular level, less on the less on the ecology level. But it was really cool just to read that there is actually a theory that this does. This may serve a role in mimicking prey items to lure predators in close and then take a bite out of them. So that's actually really cool that this may be one way that the bioluminescence might help this particular shark species. So I think with that, oh yeah, man, I don't know if you were here for this, Roy, but there's a really creepy, this is a really great x-ray of the cookie-cutter shark. And there's a really creepy fact that the entire lower jaw is actually fused together. Like, the teeth are not individually separated like in all other sharks. Like, these teeth are fused together, and when the shark is ready, it sheds its teeth as a whole and ingests them so as to maintain the calcium in its body, and then an entire row of teeth is replaced. It's absolutely creepy. I've never heard of anything like it. It is a tiny terror, a very creepy shark, and I think with that we will bring it to a close. Cookie-cutter shark, perfect way to begin Halloween. So, thank you guys. Yeah, I just saw your comment. What? Yeah, it's just gnarly. I've never heard of anything like this. I thought I kind of knew what a cookie-cutter shark was, but then like that feature is just like, that's insane. And the fact that humans have been bit by this too, by the way, I didn't know that either. But four unfortunate souls have been bit by cookie-cutter sharks in Hawaii, and yeah, it just is, it is. Appropriately ghoulish. It is definitely sufficiently ghoulish. It is definitely something that I think kicks off spooky season with a bang. So, or a bite. So, I'm sorry, I'm being really punny lately, and it's terrible. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really glad we could all share the first October stream together in spooky season, and I'm really excited for the Ninja Lantern Shark next week. But just saw your comment. This shark is officially a gremlin. Yes, it's yeah, I think that's accurate. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you get a chance to watch some scary movies this week and start kicking off Halloween with some fun activities for the fall as well. So, but I will see you next week for the Ninja Lantern Shark. In the meantime, just take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.